I thought my best friend was my rock, but at our housewarming, she shattered my world by exposing my secret past to my in-laws, unraveling the life I'd carefully built. My name's Amara Velasquez, 32, and I live in Oakland, California, a city buzzing with art, diversity, and the kind of grit that makes you feel alive. I'm a graphic designer, freelancing for tech startups, and I've got this cozy craftsman bungalow I share with my husband, Devonte Jackson, 34, a high school history teacher with a laugh that fills rooms. We're newlyweds, married 9 months, and our housewarming was supposed to be our big moment, a celebration of the life we'd scraped together after years of hustle. Oakland's not cheap, but we made it work, painting walls sage green and hanging string lights in the backyard ourselves. Devonte's from a tight-knit Black family raised in Atlanta, and his parents, Loretta and Calvin, are old school, church-going, proud and protective. They moved to Sacramento a few years back, close enough to visit but far enough to give us space. They're warm but guarded. I always felt like I was auditioning for their approval. My family's different, Mexican-American, scattered across Southern California, loud and chaotic but distant since I moved north. My mom's in San Diego, remarried, and my dad's somewhere. I don't ask. Then there's Priya Sharma, 33, my best friend since our freshman year at UC Berkeley. Priya's a pediatric nurse, sharp-tongued and fiercely loyal, the kind of friend who'd drive 3 hours to bail you out of a bad date. She's Indian-American, born in Fremont, and her life's a whirlwind of night shifts and family drama. We bonded over late-night study sessions, bad tequila, and dreams of making it big. She's been my anchor through everything, breakups, job losses, even the dark stuff I buried deep. Especially the dark stuff. See, I wasn't always Amara Velasquez, stable freelancer with a cute house and a loving husband. 10 years ago, I was Marisol Reyes, 22, living in a rundown apartment in San Bernardino, working as a cocktail waitress and doing things I'm not proud of. I got mixed up with a guy, Eddie, who ran with a rough crowd. I didn't deal drugs, but I looked the other way when he did. I forged a few checks, lied on some forms, and ran errands for people I shouldn't have. It wasn't a full-on criminal life, but it was close enough to land me in county jail for 6 months on a fraud charge. I was young, scared, and stupid. When I got out, I changed my name legally, moved to Oakland, and rebuilt from scratch. Priya was the only one who knew. She helped me study for my design certification, co-signed my first lease, and never judged me. Devonte knows I had a rough patch, but not the details. His parents? Clueless. Until the housewarming. Our housewarming was a big deal. 40 guests, a mix of Devonte's family, my co-workers, and our friends. We'd spent weeks planning, tacos from a local truck, a playlist of old-school hip-hop and salsa, and a backyard fire pit. Priya was there early, helping me set up, joking about how bougie I'd gotten. Loretta and Calvin arrived with a homemade sweet potato pie, all smiles but watching me like hawks. I was nervous but hopeful. This was my chance to prove I belonged in their world. The night started perfect. The backyard glowed with lights, and the air smelled of grilled carne asada and jasmine. Devonte was charming everyone, telling stories about his students, while I floated between groups, refilling drinks. Priya was in her element, cracking jokes and flirting with one of Devonte's cousins. But around 9 p.m., I noticed her downing wine faster than usual. Her laugh got louder, her gestures sloppier. I pulled her aside near the kitchen. "Yo, Pry, you good?" I asked, keeping my voice low. She rolled her eyes, her bangles clinking. "Chill, Amara. I'm just having fun. You're the one acting." Like a Stepford wife. I bristled but let it slide. Priya got snarky when she drank, and I didn't want a scene. I went back to hosting, but an hour later I saw her in a huddle with Loretta and Calvin by the fire pit. Her voice carried, sharp, and deliberate. My stomach dropped. I edged closer, pretending to clear plates. "And you guys don't even know the half of it," Priya was saying, her words slurring but pointed. "Your perfect daughter-in-law? She's got secrets, big ones." Loretta's eyebrows shot up. "What kind of secrets, Priya?" I froze, my hands shaking. Devonte was across the yard, oblivious, laughing with friends. I wanted to scream, to drag Priya away, but my feet wouldn't move. Priya leaned in, her voice dropping to a stage whisper. Let's just say Amara wasn't always… Amara, back in San Bernardino? She was Marisol. Did some time too. Fraud, I think. Real shady stuff. Calvin's face hardened. Loretta gasped, her hand clutching her pearls. Literal pearls. The backyard noise faded. It was just me, Priya, and the in-laws, their eyes boring into me. I stepped forward, my voice barely a whisper. Priya, stop. Please. She turned, her eyes glassy but defiant. What? They deserve to know who they're welcoming into the family, Marisol. The name hit like a slap. Loretta stood, her voice icy. Amara, is this true? I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. Guests were staring now, the music too loud, the air too thick. Devante appeared, confused. What's going on? Priya laughed, bitter. Ask your wife, Devante. Ask her about jail. The yard went silent. My heart pounded so hard I thought I'd pass out. How could she do this? I'd trusted her with my darkest secret and she'd weaponized it. But then I remembered, 2 weeks ago at a bar, I'd told Priya I was worried she was drinking too much. She'd snapped, accused me of judging her, of forgetting where I came from. I thought we'd made up, but now I saw it. This was revenge. 10 years ago, San Bernardino. I'm in a cell, the air stale, my hands shaking as I sign release papers. Priya's waiting outside, her old Corolla idling. You're not that girl anymore, she says. I believe her. Back in the present, Devante grabbed my arm gently. Amara, talk to me. I couldn't. I ran inside, locking myself in the bathroom, my breath ragged. Priya's betrayal wasn't just words, it was the end of who I'd become. And worse, I didn't know why. I sat on the bathroom floor, the tile cold against my legs, my mind racing. Part of me wanted to storm out, grab Priya, and demand answers. Another part wanted to disappear, to pack a bag and run like I did at 22. But I wasn't Marisol anymore. I'd built this life, earned it. I wasn't letting her take it. I splashed water on my face, my reflection a stranger's. My phone buzzed. Texts from Devante. Devante. Babe, what's happening? Talk to me. I sent everyone home. Devante. Priya's gone. I don't know what she said, but I'm here. I typed and deleted a dozen replies. How do you explain a past you've buried? But Devante deserved the truth, not half lies. I walked out to the living room, where he sat on the couch, his face a mix of worry and confusion. Amara, what did Priya mean? Jail? Marisol? I took a deep breath, my voice shaking. It's true. 10 years ago, I was Marisol Reyes. I got caught up with bad people, did stupid things, forged checks. I served 6 months. I changed my name, started over. Priya was the only one who knew. His eyes widened, but he didn't pull away. Why didn't you tell me? I was ashamed, I said, tears spilling. I thought you'd see me differently. Your parents. They'd never accept me. Devante rubbed his face, processing. Okay, but Priya, why'd she do this? I don't know, I admitted. We fought a couple weeks ago. I called her out on her drinking. Maybe this was payback. He nodded slowly. We'll deal with her later. But my parents, they're pissed. They want to talk tomorrow. My stomach sank. Loretta and Calvin's judgment was my worst fear, but hiding wasn't an option anymore. I'll tell them everything, I said. No more secrets. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying Priya's words, her betrayal. At 3 a.m., I grabbed my phone and texted her. Me. Why, Priya? After everything, why? No reply. I blocked her number, my hands trembling. The next morning, I drove to a coffee shop to clear my head. I wrote in my journal, something I hadn't done in years. March 15th, 2025. I thought Priya was my family. She knew me when I was broken, helped me heal. Now she's the one breaking me. I don't know who I am without her, but I have to find out. I decided to confront the fallout head-on. I called Loretta and asked to meet. She agreed, her tone clipped. Devonte came with me to their Sacramento condo, his hand in mine the whole drive. I was terrified, but I was done running. Loretta and Calvin's condo smelled of coffee and lavender, but the air was heavy. They sat across from us, their faces unreadable. Loretta spoke first, her voice sharp. Amara, we welcomed you into our family. And now we hear this? Jail? A fake name? I swallowed hard. It's not fake. I changed my name legally, and yes, I served time. I was 22, lost, and I made mistakes. I've spent 10 years rebuilding. Calvin leaned forward. Rebuilding doesn't erase lying. You should have told us. I know, I said, my voice steady despite the tears. I was scared. I loved Devonte, and I didn't want you to think less of me. Devonte squeezed my hand. Mama, Dad, she's not that person anymore. She's my wife. I wish she'd told me everything, but I trust her. Loretta's eyes softened, but Calvin shook his head. Trust is earned, son. It's a lot. They didn't kick me out, but the meeting ended coldly. Back home, Devonte and I talked for hours. He was hurt I'd kept secrets, but said he loved me, past and all. We'll get through this, he promised. I wanted to believe him. Priya's absence left a void. Mutual friends reached out, confused. I told them the truth. Priya betrayed me. Some sided with her, saying she was just drunk or looking out for Devonte's family. Others cut her off, shocked by her cruelty. I heard through the grapevine she was spiraling, missing shifts, fighting with her parents. Part of me felt guilty, like I'd pushed her too hard about her drinking. But mostly I was angry. She'd chosen to hurt me. A week later, I got an email from Priya. No subject line, just a wall of text. Amara, I'm sorry. I was drunk, angry, and stupid. You called me out, and I couldn't handle it. I didn't mean to hurt you. I miss you. Can we talk? I stared at the screen, my chest tight. I wanted to scream at her, to ask how she could think an apology fixed this. But I didn't reply. I deleted it, my hands shaking. Some bridges can't be rebuilt. Loretta called a month. Later, her tone softer. We've been praying on this, Amara. We don't condone what you did, but we see how you love our son. We want to try again. It wasn't forgiveness, but it was a start. Calvin was slower to come around, but at Thanksgiving, he hugged me. His gruff, "You're family enough to make me cry." It's been 6 months since the housewarming. I'm still Amara Velasquez, but I'm not hiding anymore. Devonte and I are stronger. Our marriage tested, but intact. We started therapy, not because we're broken, but because we want to stay whole. I told him every detail of my past. Eddie, the jail cell, the shame. He listened, asked questions, and held me when I cried. His love feels like a gift I don't deserve, but won't let go of. Loretta and Calvin are warming up slowly. We've had dinners, awkward but kind. They ask about my work, my mom, even my childhood. I'm earning their trust, one story at a time. It's not perfect, but it's progress. Priya's gone from my life. I unblocked her number but never reached out. Last I heard, she's in therapy, trying to quit drinking. I hope she finds peace, but I can't be part of her journey. Her betrayal taught me something. Trust is fragile, and not everyone deserves it. I've leaned on other friends, my coworker Jasmine, Devonte's cousin Malik, who've stepped up in ways I didn't expect. My world's smaller, but safer. I've changed too. I started volunteering at a community center, mentoring young women who remind me of 22-year-old Marisol. I tell them my story, not to scare them, but to show them you can rebuild. It's healing. In a way I didn't know I needed. Sometimes I walk through our backyard, the string lights still up, and think about that night. The shame, the fear, the betrayal, but also the strength I found. I'm not Marisol, but I'm not just Amara either. I'm both, the mistakes and the redemption, the past and the present. And for the first time, I'm okay with that.